Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto here for the Wasteland Reviewer YouTube channel. I haven't posted a review in a little while. I've been traveling, and now I'm back and I have a few reviews to put out today, so keep an eye out for some of the reviews that I got to see. And starting off with one before I actually left for traveling was Manchester by the Sea. Now this film is getting a lot of Oscar buzz, Best Picture and Best Actor, a lot of different considerations are being thrown Manchester by the Sea's way. And this film was produced by Matt Damon, and it's written and directed by Kenneth Lonergan. And just to start off with him, this is a very impeccably made film. And it looks great, it looks realistic, and you feel engrossed in the film. And there's some amazing camera work, some awesome shots, and everything that's just really well put together to make you feel like you're in this story, with Casey Affleck, who stars as a man whose brother dies and now he's in charge of being the guardian of his nephew, and him dealing with his past and dealing with his nephew's future and his future. And it was a very well connected film. Kenneth Lonergan did a very, very good job of creating this film. Now, from that perspective, the one weakness I would have is probably the pacing. This is over 2 hours long for just a regular character drama, and there is no real sense of urgency going anywhere. There's no defined closing off point, and it feels a little long and can be slow, and I can see where people can get a little bored and taken out of the film with that. It didn't bother me so much, but I can see that happening. It was a bit slow. Now the visuals, this is a very well, crisp made film. It looks great, and just with the lighting and the shots and everything. And they did a very good job of making this stark New England winter and making you really feel that connects with the place where these characters are. They're in a mourning situation, and you can feel the cold and the sadness that's going on here and trying to deal with each other. Now, from the writing perspective, these characters were very, very interesting, and the wit involved with some of the characters is really well done, and it's an interesting story, and the way that it's told, the storytelling was really well done, with you not knowing why Casey Affleck is the way he is, but slowly peeling back with flashbacks of seeing why he is the way that he is. And I thought that was very, very compelling, and those flashback sequences were very smooth, and they really delivered the backstory that you needed at certain points of the film. Now, from a character perspective, one thing I would potentially say that could be a detriment to this film is not a whole lot of people are likable, I guess, in the film, at least with the main characters that you're focusing on. And Kyle Chandler, his character, who was the brother who dies at the beginning of the film, and you see him in flashbacks, he was great, and he's very likable, but Casey Affleck's character isn't very likable. And to be perfectly honest, Lucas Hedges' nephew, that character's a little shit, and he's a teenager, and he's a believable teenager, and he's also dealing with a lot of things going on. Now, the biggest strength of this film is the performances. Casey Affleck plays basically two parts of the same role. In the current timeline of the film, he is this distant, disconnected person who you can just see the discomfort on his face and the challenges that he's having dealing with his past and these potential new responsibilities for himself. Lucas Hedges was fantastic as this teenager. He was really believable, though of a noxious teenager. And Kyle Chandler was fantastic. He was really good as the brother. And Michelle Williams, who plays Casey Affleck's ex-wife, she was emotionally powerful, and there's a scene between the two of them that's just fantastic acting, and it really stood out in this film. Now, from depth. This deals with a lot of themes of loss and responsibility and trying to get past things. And now I'm probably going to get to my biggest gripe with the film. How it ends really didn't work for me, and that really disappointed me because I was really into this film. And how it deals with the themes of moving on with your life and dealing with the difficulties of life. I feel like the arcs that the main characters go on really aren't filled, and you kind of just leave it. And I felt I had a bad taste in my mouth at the end of the film. It didn't work for me. I'm sure it will work for other people, but that really bothered me in terms of this film. Now, from an editing perspective, even though it was a little slow, and I guess it's just the sense of the kind of film it is, there's no like big set pieces or anything like that. This was edited together so smoothly with great logic, which we're bringing that up because a lot of films this year sorely hurt from bad logic. And in terms of those scenes, like I mentioned earlier, editing together those flashback sequences and making them so smoothly integrated in this film was fantastic. Never took me out of the film. Overall, this is a fantastic human drama, and I was really into it. I just felt a little left out in the cold towards the end. Which, yes, it's a down movie, it's a sad movie, but I felt like the development of what I invested 2 hours and 15 minutes into really didn't pay off. And that's why I'm going to give Manchester by the Sea an A minus instead of something much higher, where I probably would have gone up until towards the end of the film. I would definitely check this out though. It's a fantastic film, and if you're really into film and want to see those big Oscar contenders, this still is a great film and is going to be up for Best Picture. The acting was impeccable. The directing and the writing was fantastic. Check out Manchester by the Sea.